Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. I'm Chef Gaurav Chawla, and first of all, I hope you are all safe at your home and following social distancing, following the guidelines of the social distancing this lockdown, and you are all keeping safe at your homes, enjoying the time with the family, and making some delicious dishes as of course. So today we are making some super cool product with the Amul. So we have been using Amul since our childhood. It's a brilliant product. So I'll be using these three products of Amul today: Amul butter, Amul milk, and Amul processed cheese. Not a processed cheese. This is the pizza cheese, mozzarella cheese. Basically, we have. So I'm using mozzarella cheese because it gives good stringiness to the dish. And what dish I'm preparing, I need a lot of elasticity and stringiness in this. And this is very ideal cheese for pizza. So we use this cheese only. So, and before starting this session, let me just give you my brief. I am Chef Gaurav and I am the corporate executive chef for the First Fiddle restaurants. They have restaurants like Lord of the Drinks, Open House Cafe, Warehouse Cafe, Tamasha, Leslie's Affair, very recently opened Diablo, Dragonfly, Plum by Venture, so on of it. So, the dish we'll be preparing today is mac and cheese pakoda bites. It's one of my signature dishes, and I'll be serving this with the peri peri sauce. So you must have heard of the mac and cheese, but I'm actually giving a good twist with the pakoda. So pakoda is our very staple to our Indian homes. We all know pakodas are, and there are many variants in every different stage if we go. So mac and cheese is an American dish with lots of cheese into it. You can just simply make the mac and cheese and you can put the cheese over it and just gratinate from the top. So that's a simple mac and cheese. So what we'll be doing is, we'll make our mac and cheese, we'll keep it for some time in the refrigerator just to get it a normal room temperature, and then we'll make small balls of it, put in our batter, the simple pakoda batter, the besan one, and then we'll fry it. And before frying it, we'll also crumb it. So there are any number of ways you can crumb. You can crumb it with your breadcrumbs, as it's very basic one, very mainstream. You can crumb with semolina, rice flour, whatever you want to. So today I'll be crumbing it with the nachos, the crumble of nachos. So let's start. We have a sanitizer here. So let's sanitize our hands first, and then we can. Very important in these days, you have to sanitize your hands. So let's start. So these are all the ingredients that I have over here for the mac and cheese. So firstly, we'll be preparing our cheese sauce. So for making the cheese sauce, we'll take our butter first. So this recipe, the cheese sauce I'm making is also called the white sauce. So first we'll be making the white sauce basically. So I'm adding butter. This is almost 30 grams of butter I've taken. And I'll be using same 30 grams of flour. So this process we are doing is actually called roux. So it's a French terminology. So roux is spelled as R-O-U-X, not R-U or R-U-R-O-U. So it's R-O-U-X, it's a French terminology. So it's basically equal quantities of butter to flour. So 1:1 of butter to flour, and then 10 parts of milk you take. So for example, if I'm taking 30 grams of butter here, I'll be taking 30 grams of flour, and then I will add 300 ml of milk. So let's start. So the butter is almost melted now. We'll add our flour. So this step is called, we're preparing our roux, and we'll get our nice nutty aroma in that. Let it stir. Just keep the heat to a medium low. The heat should not be very high. Now you can see it's getting a nice color. So we'll just mix it and cook it for another 1 minute. You can feel the nice nutty aroma in it. And then we will add our milk. And very important tip, the milk has to be really cold in it. You don't have to put normal room temperature milk or the lukewarm milk, because if you don't put the cold milk, you get lumps, and then you have to mix it really well. You have to force it vigorously, and that's a very tedious process, I'm sure. Now this is almost done. You can keep on asking questions if you have. So if you have any questions in between what I'm going through, you can please ask. So this is now done, you can see, and the color has changed a bit. Now is the time to add milk. So here we have the Amul milk. So almost 300 ml of milk we have taken. The cold milk. Now we have to mix it really well. And when it gets cooked, it will get thick. You can use your whisk if you have. I'll be using the whisk later on. So here you can see the nice color, creaminess. Its sauce is getting thick. See. You just have to mix it well. You can add a little more milk if you want to. Just a little more milk. This is done. And since I'm using the non-stick pan, so that's why I'm using the rubber spatula, because you can see it taking out the sauce very well on the sides, and no sauce is left on the pan. So if you have a rubber spatula, that's very good. Now this is done. We'll add some of the cheese and the spices. Since we are making a mac and cheese pakoda, so we'll be adding some spices also. So here I'm adding our mozzarella cheese. Large cheese. So this is almost 80 grams of cheese I've taken here. Just mix it really well. Now you can simply season it. You can simply season it with the salt, but since I'm making mac and cheese pakoda, so it's an Indian dish, I'll be adding some good Indian spices just to give it a hit. So some of the basic seasoning: salt, a bit of crushed red chili, not much, coriander powder. This is a crushed coriander powder. I've actually roasted the coriander first and then I've crushed it, rather than the normal coriander powder. This is cumin powder. This will be good. And just simply mix it. You can see the stringiness because of the cheese. This is the same stringiness you see in your pizza, right? So now we have some chopped black olives. We can add that. Here goes the black olives. You can add some green olives as well. You can add some, if you have some chopped bell peppers, you can add that as well, just to give some more vibrant colors to the dish. Since we haven't got that in the lockdown, we are good with it. No regrets. Then we can add our boiled macaroni. You can simply get in the market. Almost 150 to 180 grams of macaroni I've taken. Mix it well. You look at the cheesiness. Brilliant. Look at the stringiness. You can add some more macaroni into it. Here goes some more macaroni. Mix it well. And just to finish it off, I'm adding some chopped coriander. I love coriander. I love to put coriander in each and every dish. If you don't love the coriander, you can just skip this process. Just give it a good stir. This is done. We'll just take it out in your bowl. And we'll cool this. We have to put it in the refrigerator. We can put it in the deep fridge section to get it into the normal temperature. So now this is done. Now we'll make our peri peri sauce. So for making a peri peri sauce, what I'm doing is I've taken the peri peri powder from the market and I give a good, nice garlicky flavor to it. Has a little bit of ketchup to give a sweetness. So it will be a sweet, sour and salty kind of a very tangy sauce. So let's start that. So for that, let's see our pan. Well, if you have any questions in between, you can please ask me. So if you have any questions in between, you can please ask me. So next step we'll be doing is we'll be preparing our sauce, the peri peri sauce, and these are the ingredients I have here. So I'll be using oil, some chopped garlic, the peri peri powder, I've taken it from the market, and some ketchup. So let's start that. We have the heated pan now. Around 1 tablespoon of oil. Then goes the oil. So you heat the oil first, and then we'll add our chopped garlic. If you want to skip garlic, you can. The peri peri powder has a lot of garlic powder into it. If you want to skip that, you can. And this sauce is very versatile. You can use it as a snack with any appetizer. You can use it as a dressing of the salad as well. If you want a real tangy salad, you can add that. So this is heated up quite well. We put our garlic, chopped garlic in here. Just give it a nice stir. So once the garlic is browned, we put our peri peri powder. Almost 1 tablespoon of peri peri powder about it. Just a little water. Reduce it. Now I'll put our ketchup. So in goes the ketchup here. Thank you Ruchika Kapoor, thank you so much. Thank you Pramila. So we can add a little more water if you want to. Just a little more water and then we can reduce it a bit. Well Jasmine, can this sauce be used in some paneer dish? Yes, you can use this as a paneer dish as well because this sauce is very versatile as I said earlier. It's a very tangy sauce. It has a tanginess of vinegar into it. It has the sugar. It has garlic powder. So it has all the flavors that you really wanted to complement with the paneer. Well, Pramila, if you don't have peri peri, you can simply go for the chili garlic sauce. In that, you take your oil and then you put your garlic, put some chilies, maybe a crushed cheese, paste of it, and then you can season simply with the salt, soya sauce, vinegar, and you can finish it with the coriander. Or the coriander roots will be much better. If you put the coriander roots, that will be much better because it gives good flavor. The roots has good flavors. So this is done. We'll just simply season it. This will be good. You just have to reduce it a little. It feels a nice aroma. Just put over some coriander. If we have some chopped coriander here. Put some chopped coriander. Well, Priyanka, can you use Momo sauce as an alternative for this sauce? Yes, you can use that. But the dish I'm preparing, it has a lot of cheese into it. So Momo sauce has a sharpness of chilies, and this will be having a balance of chilies, tanginess, and saltiness, and the sweet, savory, and the sweetness as well. So I think this will go much better because momos have a lot of chilies into it and the garlic. So this is done. Let's just taste it. Very nice. You put just a little bit of salt as well. Beautiful. Look at the beautiful color. Look at the beautiful color. And this is the consistency we need. So now this is done. We'll just take it out and we'll transfer it to the bowl. And then we'll start making our mac and cheese balls. Just take it out. Well, you have to just clean your workstation really well. This is very important because I normally follow this in my restaurants as well. And you must be wondering how we are making mac and cheese pakoda, right? It sounds very exciting. It sounds very weird as well. How the mac and cheese can be turned into a pakoda. I'll show you. So I'll keep on making these recipes, and for more of these recipes, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's by the name of Chef Gaurav Chawla. So I have a lot of more recipes coming up every weekend, twice in a week I would say. So there are a lot of interesting recipes. So let's see our mac and cheese pasta first. So mac and cheese is into the refrigerator. It will take another 3-4 minutes, and then we'll just take it out. So here we have the crumbing. This is the mixture of nachos. So I've taken the nachos and then I actually crumbed it, powdered it, and then we'll be using it as a crumb. So here we have the besan. So we'll make our besan batter. We'll put besan and we'll do a bit seasoning of it, of the spices that we have. We'll just put all the spices, put a little water, so our batter will be ready. And then we'll crumb it with this. Well, if you have any questions, any doubts, you can please keep on asking. I hope everyone is enjoying the recipe. So let's prepare our batter first. So here we have the besan. We put a little bit of salt. This is a basic seasoning. A little coriander powder, chili, cumin powder. This would be good. And then we'll put our water. And then we'll just whisk it. Here goes the water. Just have to mix So just make a real nice thick batter. So if you're calling it as a pakoda, we should use our besan batter, right? So this is done. Well, Priyanka, if you don't have the nachos, you can crumb it simply with the breadcrumbs. You can use rice flour. You can use semolina, that's suji, and even if you don't have suji, rice flour, you can use cornflakes as well. So you can take your cornflakes and you can just make it as a powder and then use that as well. Yes, you can also use the papad crumbs. That's a really nice thing, yeah. So what you can do is not taking only the papad. You can take the the papad, and even mix it with the breadcrumbs or any other thing. Because if you simply mix it with the papad, it will get burnt. So you just have to, you have to take the ratio of papad is to any other thing, maybe breadcrumbs or semolina, to 3:1. So 1 part of papad you can take and 3 parts of other thing. So the batter is ready. Our crumbing mixture is ready. Let's heat our oil first. Let's keep this on a medium flame. And then we can start. So here we have this. So the oil has to be kept at a medium flame, not a very high flame, because it will quickly get the brown color, the black color, it will get burnt. So you just have to make sure it has to be on a medium flame. Let's see our mac and cheese mixture, what they are up to. So here we have our mac and cheese mixture, the beautiful cheesy mac and cheese mixture. You can see the stringiness in this. Beautiful. So now let's make a small balls of this. So what we'll do is, you can come here. I have some oil. So I'll apply a little bit of oil on my hand. Just a little bit of oil I'll apply on my hand so that it will be easy to form a ball. Simply like this. So it will be a rough texture like this. If you want to make a smaller ball, you can go with a smaller ball also. So this is done. Simply put it into the batter. You just don't have to apply a lot of batter. You just have to simply rub it very roughly. And then you put into your crumb mixture for the crumbing. And from the other hand, you can simply crumb it. Like this. Here we have the plate. I'll just put a little bit of another crumble on the bottom as well. And then one by one, I'll put our balls here. Let's make another one. Put it into the batter. Like this. And then nachos mixture. Just give it a nice firm texture like this. Here goes the third one. Pragya Agrawal, thank you so much. You're loving the recipe. Thank you. Well, those who have just joined, I'll just give you a quick brief what we have done so far. So we have made our mac and cheese mixture. We made our white sauce first, adding some good mozzarella cheese for the stringiness, for the good elasticity. And then I've added some olives into it, some Indian spices to give it a kick. and finish it with the coriander, chopped coriander. Then I made my besan batter for the pakoda. I'm putting my mac and cheese mixture on the pakoda batter, and this is the nachos crumble I have. If you don't have the nachos, you can make your crumble with the semolina or papad with breadcrumbs or rice flour as well. You just need to get a crisp texture. That is it. So in goes the third one. You just have to make sure you have to put your crumble really nice and coat it really nice with it. So this is done. I think just one more. So here we have our fourth one. And if you have any questions in between, you can keep on asking, please. Thank you, Rupa Bell. Thank you so much. Isha Dhingra, I'm late. Okay, I'll give a quick recap later on. So here we are crumbling it. Anusha, very interesting recipe, Indianized to serve people who don't like pasta. Thank you so much. Thanks, Anusha. So here we have crumbled it really well with the nachos. So this way we have actually give our regular mac and cheese an Indianized touch. So for regular mac and cheese, your most loved mac and cheese you must have ordered in the restaurant also, I'm sure. So I have given it an Indianized touch. So let's keep this in the refrigerator for just 2 minutes just to get it stabilized, and then we will fry it. So we'll be serving it along with the peri peri sauce. Hello Yogen, thank you so much, thank you. Mac and cheese arancini. Well Divya, you can't name it mac and cheese arancini because arancini must have rice into it. So there's no rice into it. So it's a mac and cheese ball, mac and cheese pakoda, mac and cheese bites, mac and cheese croquette if you shape it like a croquette. So you can call these, but not arancini because arancini must have rice into it. Quick recap of the sauce. Okay, Usha Gopi, for you, I made the mac and cheese pasta. I'll show you. We have the mac and cheese pasta here. So we have made this mac and cheese pasta. We have made it a white sauce first, and then so made the white sauce with equal quantities of flour and butter. We have taken 30 grams of flour and 30 grams of butter, and I've added 300 ml of milk. The cold milk we have taken. So the ratio is 1:1:10. So 30 ml of butter, 30 ml of flour, make it a roux. Roux is basically a French terminology to equal parts of flour and butter. Once that has been sauteed well and gives a nice brown color, golden, then we add milk into it. We'll get our white sauce. That white sauce is a very versatile sauce. You can use it in any pasta. Then we've added our mozzarella cheese into it, and then I've added some olives. You can see the olives in here, the chopped olives. Then we added macaroni. Basic seasoning, the spices I've added, and finish it with the coriander. And this is the peri peri sauce I made. So this is made by, I've added oil, garlic, the peri peri powder, ketchup, little water and seasoning. That is it. And here we have the nachos crumble. So what I've done is I've taken my mac and cheese, I've make it like a ball once it comes to a room temperature, and then I've put it into the batter, the besan batter here. Since it's a pakoda, we're calling it as a pakoda. So I've taken the ball of it, put it into the besan batter, then coated with the nachos crumble, and then we'll fry it. So I've actually made it and kept it into the refrigerator for 2 minutes just to stabilize it, and then we will fry it. Here we have the hot oil. We'll just fry it, and we'll be serving along with this. This is a peri peri sauce. Also, we'll be using this mayonnaise I've actually made. This is a garlic mayonnaise I made in the home as well. So we'll be using it just to give a drop by drop, just to give a plate pattern. And this is a plate we'll be using for our plating. So let's fry it. I think the oil is heated up quite well. We'll just take out our mac and cheese from the refrigerator and then we'll fry it. I think Usha ji, the recipe must been clear with you what we have done so far. So let's see the temperature, if it has come or not. But it has come to a good temperature. Another 1 minute and then we are good to fry. Thank you, Pramila. Thank you so much. I'm responding to online messages and I have plenty of time now. Thank you so much. Let's see. Let's put our first ball and then we'll see. Here goes the first ball of the mac and cheese. You just have to move like this. You don't have to touch it from the bottom, or you don't have to touch it with the ball. You just simply swirl it around on the corners like I'm doing. Beautiful. It's been going really well. Let me show you the texture. It's getting crispy from outside. There's a lot of cheese from inside. Cheese and only cheese from inside. Sure, Rakhi Doshi ji, please make it and do share the recipes with me also. Well, if you like these recipes more, you can go to my YouTube channel as well. So my channel name is Chef Gaurav Chawla. I have a lot of interesting and amazing recipes. This is looking very beautiful. I take my pakoda kyo banana. Well, that's a good caption. It's a great caption. Pakoda kyo banana. Mac and cheese pakoda banana. This has been done. Look at the texture. Look at the texture. Come. Look at the texture here. I'll show you from inside. You can see the beautiful mac and cheese pakoda. Let me show you from inside. Look at that. Look at the stringiness. Beautiful. So this goes perfect with the peri peri sauce. I'll just keep it here. And then we'll fry our other 3 balls. One by one. Saurabh Saras ji, this is mac and cheese pakoda bites. You must be wondering what is mac and cheese pakoda bites. Well, it's just simply mac and cheese, the American mac and cheese. And I actually fusioned it with our Indian cuisine. And I made a pakoda out of it. So I'm making a mac and cheese pakoda. Hi Bosky, finally you have come. Hi Bosky. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you all are enjoying the recipe. And for more recipes, you guys go into my YouTube channel. I'm again saying again and again. Well, sure Bosky, I'm preparing it for you only. And all the other audience as well. No partiality, no biasness. So this is done. We just take it out. Look at that. You can also call it the mac and cheese bombs or mac and cheese pakoda bombs. Just take it out. And we have another one. Just quickly fry that as well. Well, if you want to make a healthy version of it, I'm also giving you a quick tip. If you want to make a healthy version of this, you can, if you don't want to deep fry it, you can also air fry. So if you have an air fryer, you can simply crumb it and then you have air fry. You preheat your air fryer to 5 minutes, 180 degrees Celsius, and you just have to air fry it for 15 minutes. You get the perfect same texture and very healthy version. So here we have our mac and cheese pakoda bites. Perfect party snack. It's good for your kids also. It's good for any age group. It's a perfect treat for the vegetarians as well, especially for the kids. So all you moms out there, you can simply make this mac and cheese pakoda bites and give to your kids. I'm sure they will love it. Any questions, please? You can please come across with the questions if any. Hi everyone. So this is done now. We'll just take it out quickly, and then we'll do the plating. So we'll just plate only 3 pieces. I've opened the first one. I'll just taste it. Look at how stringy it is. Too good. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but it is. It is too good. So here we have the beautiful plate. Let's plate the food now. Well, if you're sitting at home, why not you enhance your plating skills as well? Right? You can't just simply make your food and just give it to the kids or to your parents or anyone. So let's do a bit of creativity in the plating as well, right? So what we'll do is, I have the peri peri sauce, I have the garlic mayonnaise, I have the mac and cheese pakoda bites with it. There are n number of ways which I have in plate. Let's do a very simple plating and a pleasant one. So take out peri peri sauce, take it like this, simply give a small line, and then with the garlic mayo, you put a small drops just here and there, very beautifully. Look at this pattern, and then you have to plate it. So before putting it, I just put a small drops so that it will not wobble here and there. And then you can just put a drop on the top. And then we have some fresh coriander sprigs. We'll garnish with that. So here we have our mac and cheese pakoda bites ready. Very interesting, very tempting, I'm sure, and you all will love it, I'm sure. If you have any questions, you can please ask. Thank you so much, Meena Arvinder Bagaji. Divya Gupta, thank you so much. So here we have our mac and cheese pakoda bites. Look at this beauty. So these are the drops of the garlic mayo. This is the peri peri sauce and the mac and cheese pakoda. Thank you, Boskri. Thank you so much. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you have loved this recipe. Keep trying your hands on this, and if you have any questions, any queries, you can come back to me. I'm available at Chef Gaurav, my Facebook profile, and my Facebook page is Chef Gaurav, the Bespoke Culinary. So you can come on that, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chef Gaurav Chawla. Rajiv Sharma ji, what else can be used to top them? Well, anything. If you're asking about the coating, you can go wild with that. You can do n number of coatings. You can do with semolina, with the rice flour, with cornflakes as well, with breadcrumbs and papad. So a number of ways you can do. And this sauce is very versatile also. You can use it as a salad, dressing of a salad to give just a kick to it, and it's a perfect dressing for perfect sauce for your any snacks. I mean, if you go with a paneer snack, any chicken dish, it's perfect for it. It's also good for the stir fries also. If you're doing any stir fry starter or something, it goes really well. Well, Priyanka, mozzarella cheese is necessary, yes, just to give it a stringiness. I personally like that. If you don't have the mozzarella, you can skip that. You can use the processed cheese. You can use cheddar cheese. You can use Amul processed cheese as well. Well, Amul has come up with so many different ingredients and so beautifully done. So you can use anything. So thank you so much, guys. So stay safe, stay at your home, and keep cooking and keep following me as well. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Bye.